here we are again, and we're ready now to put some underpainting onto our canvas. We have the canvas primed, and we did that over 3 nights. Then I lost 2 days to a ferocious toothache. So I'm running late on this, but we're ready to get our drawings transferred onto the canvas finally. So if you need a reminder of some of the reference materials I came up with for this and the field trips that I did, these are some of the things I came back from those field trips with. So the earlier autumn oil painting project videos are up for you to go back and refer to if you don't know where we're coming in at. Now this is a palette with some of the most commonly used colours for underpainting on it, and we want to do a layer of paint, a thin wash of paint across the canvas to get rid of the white, because it's the usual thing is to either lay down a mid-tone for the painting or a darkest tone for the painting before you start putting in your drawing. So you want the wash over that. And the usual thing is to do some sort of an earth colour, something reasonably neutral or earth colour. You could even go grey. The grey tends to kill the colour a bit, so I have no combination here of black or white on the canvas, on the palette to show you. But I do have, and I'll just mix them a little bit to show you what they look like when they're spread out a bit. I'll just put, this is what we're doing, adding in a little bit of terps into it, so you can see what they look like thinned out. This one is raw sienna, and that's an earth tone, okay, a warm earth tone. Then we've got yellow ochre, which is another option. I don't want to get the colours mixed now too much on that. Another option, and this was a popular one with some of the old masters like Titian, people like that, was they used to use a colour called red bole, which is a bit like this one. This is Indian red, and I used this on the last painting that I showed you in one of those videos, actually, as underpainting. It wasn't very successful in that one. I've used it on many paintings successfully, but it just didn't work as what I was hoping was the mid-tone for that painting. I thought it'd make the painting bounce because I had a lot of green in that painting, and with that very warm reddish brown, I thought the green would bounce and really sort of sing on the canvas, and it didn't. It just kind of got in the way. This painting I'm going cooler for, and I have options. I can go into the brown, cooler brown range, or I could go with green. Now there's going to be a lot of green in the painting, but there's also a lot of warm brown, so I'm not going to go for this terra verte option because I won't get any contrast to help me when I start laying in the colour on the painting. So your underpainting helps a bit with the colour too. But if I go with these tones, I've got a very warm burnt sienna, which I very often use for underpainting, mixed with this one, which is Van Dyke Brown. And the Van Dyke Brown is very dark. In fact, I might use Van Dyke Brown on its own. I sometimes mix it up with that, you see, to warm it up a little bit. But we're just going to go this time, because I've looked at the photograph and I know what the colour studies are like because I have them there as well. I'm thinking a very thin wash of Van Dyke Brown is the way to go on this one. All right, so we're going to get out our bigger brush and do that next. Okay, here we go. This is a lash it on job. It doesn't take very long at all. Sorry it's so dark today. And I'm just putting in quite a lot of white spirits, or sorry, terps into it. Although I do use white spirits for cleaning brushes, because terps is dearer, I usually use terps as a medium to tin paint, because it doesn't leave as chalky an effect, and try not to splash all over my furniture. I do have some pieces of furniture that don't have paint on them still, not many, but you see this, it goes quite a long, goes quite a long way what's on my palette. So it's very, very thin down. Now, I don't want it to be so dark I'm not going to be able to see the drawing on top of it. So that's half the reason for having it thin. And as I was saying to you, the other reason is just to get rid of the white, so that your tonal values, when you do put them down, when you're putting down tonal values on something, right? If you think about a painting, you think about laying the drawing in first, but a drawing isn't just lines, it's also tonal values. So you can lay things down in planes as well as just lines when you're drawing. And those planes are going to be based on tonal values. And the tonal values you're going to look for are darkest tone, the mid-tone, and the highlights. Okay, so 3 tonal values you're looking for. So I am aiming with my wash here to go for a kind of a mid-tone, to save myself some work, basically. I don't have to go painting in mid-tones, is the theory. I just have to go picking out the highest tone and the lowest tone. So you could imagine what let's say a black would look like on that, or the pure white that the canvas was, the pure white representing the highest tone in the drawings that I had, and the black representing the darkest tones. But actually, I can do it all or most of it, in Van Dyke brown, and use a colour like Venetian yellow is one of my favourites for laying the thing in. And you'll see now in a minute. I'm going to try and do one of these speed painting jobs now. Haha, we'll see how we get along with that. There we go. Before I show you the speedy uppy version of me laying down all the underpainting for this, I know I said I wasn't going to use black, but I am going to just indicate the main pillar, I was calling it, of the composition in black. And the way I'm transferring it is very rough, and I'm going to be doing a lot of the sketching on the canvas rather than transferring it very carefully. Go back to the last video in the series if you want to see other more exact ways of transferring things. But I am just laying out 2 main things in this tree and this curve here, and the hill are the 3 bits I want in my positioning here for the underpainting. Then I'm going to come along, okay, and so I have the position of the tree. All the rest is going to be judged off references like these, okay, and I'm going to come along with my paint, and I'm going to be using, remember I said I was going to use Van Dyke brown, and I might have said I was using Venetian yellow. It's Naples yellow I'm going to be using. This is the mid-tone, this is going to be the darkest tone, and this is going to be the highlights. You're looking for the 3 tones in your underpainting, okay? So we'll just speed up that process a bit. Okay, I hope my head didn't get in the way of too much of that. I'm leaving it at this stage for the drawing part of the underpainting or groundwork, because I'm going to start working into that now with colour to define structure more. Because I could go on and just do it as a tonal, complete it as a tonal drawing that's a bit more finished, and establish some bits of it, positions, moving positions around slightly and everything. But some of the things that I've generalised about it a lot, like leaf structures and things like that, and shapes, I can describe better with colour. So I'm going to get some colour and start improving the look of the kind of drawing of the groundwork now with colour, and that'll be the next video. So we're moving all the time into not starting off too tight, but getting the main basic shapes down and cutting down on the work by breaking it up into line, planes, and then colour. So colour is next time. Hope you got something out of that.